Daf Yomi tractate, Bava Metzia, page 74. Daf Messiah, 74th Messiah. 74b, talking parenthetically, I only speak truth here. Only truth is the best way that I can perceive it. If I'm in error, then I invite correction. But my brother's birthday party, someone jokingly said, talking about 41, right? We're talking about the number 41, which is AIM, today's Mother's Day. But someone next to me said, he's turning 74, as a joke, But in my perception of reality, the way I've been living the past years, many years actually, these things are not by accident. If someone just off the cuff, out of the blue, shoots off a random number, I take that very seriously, and I don't consider random. Because if you do the gematria of the word random, in English gematria, you'll find that it equals 65. But 65 is the gematria of one of the names of God, actually. Aleph Daled Nun Yud is equal to 60. Aleph Daled Nun Yud is equal to 65. So if you're going to say random, I'm going to tell you God. It's not random. It's from God. Verstehst Yiddish? Good. Well, anyway, back to the daf here. We're on 74, which is very significant because of Mother's Day. This is AIM. Mother is 79. What's interesting is that the daf cycles of the Geula had to do, it would have been 79 today, but we're doing 74 instead. So I think it has to do with the hair. Perua, which is a whole other thing because by the Sota. Sota, he uncovers her hair, the Kohen. And we talked about Misha Para, Para meaning pay back, but hair grows, I think that's the connection. Hair grows gradually, and when someone is subject to the law of Misha Para, I think that just as hair grows gradually and it doesn't go fast, it's like the things of life come and they eventually get him, creeps up on him or her. It's not right away. Hair grows gradually. That will be the connection, I think. But at any rate, we're holding by 74b in the top. Yemos HaGeshamim. The practical difference between them is with regard to the rainy season. According to the first Tana, one may set a price for the future delivery of manure at any point in the year, including the rainy season, which clearly you can all see it's not here in LA, not the rainy season. Baruch Hashem. Not yet. We'll get to that. Yeah, that'd be neat. But we're not, everything in due time, friends. Everything in due time. I was going to say something, but you have to exercise patience. We'll get there. The Mishnah teaches rainy season. Okay. The Mishnah teaches one may set a price at the highest rate, meaning one may set a price for the future delivery of produce and stipulate that if the market rate falls below the agreed upon price, he will purchase the product according to the lowest price in effect in the market at any point during the year, which is the price that will provide the highest amount of merchandise for the amount agreed to pay. The Gemara relates, okay, so we have 4 pieces. Maybe it's just 5 pieces altogether. 5 is like Chamishi, is Michichi. Let's do that, yeah. Okay. The Mishnah teaches one may set a price. Okay, the Gemara relates that there was a certain man. See that? Read that. It's a year price by the highest amount. Where is this? Okay. One may set a price at the highest rate. Okay. The Gemara relates there was a certain man who gave money to sellers to buy jewelry for his betrothed dowry. Nedunya, on behalf of his father-in-law, as he intended His intended father-in-law made him an agent to buy the jewelry, part of the dowry. The betrothed man stipulated with the sellers that they would provide the jewelry in time for the wedding. Ultimately, the jewelry for the dowry became less expensive as the price fell. The betrothed man wanted to retract his commitment to buy the jewelry at the higher price. The parties came before Rav Papa for a ruling. Rav Papa says to the betrothed man, if you set a price with the seller to buy the jewelry at the highest rate, in other words, the largest amount of jewelry for the price that you're willing to pay, then take the jewelry at the present price. But if not, take it at the price you set initially. The sages said to Rav Papa, and if he did not set a price at the highest rate, must he take the merchandise at the price he set initially? This is a case where he paid money, and giving money alone does not affect acquisition. Rav Papa said to them, I did not mean that it was an actual acquisition. Rather, I also agree that giving money does not affect acquisition. What I said was, with regard to accepting upon himself the curse, who exacted payment. If the betrothed man set a price at the highest rate, the buyer is in the right. And if so, the seller is the one who retracted. And therefore the seller accepts upon himself the curse of Mishapara. We spoke about Shapara, like paying, but also it says in our Parsha that Para has to do with Parua, with cutting the hair. Parua. And I was trying to make a connection between those two. And paying back and cutting the hair. But the Kohanim also have to do with it. Okay. The Sage says Rav Papa, okay. This is the case. The Sage said, and if you do not set a price at the highest rate, unless you take the merchandise at the price he set initially, this is the case where he paid money, and giving money alone does not affect acquisition. Rav Papa said to them, I did not mean that it was an actual acquisition. Rather, I also agree that giving money does not affect acquisition. What I said was, with regard to accepting upon himself the curse, he exacted payment. The betrothed man set a price at the highest rate. The buyer is in the right. If so, the seller is the one who retracted, and therefore the seller accepts upon himself the curse, he who exacted payment. But if the betrothed man did not set a price at the highest rate, then the betrothed man, in other words the buyer, is the one who retracted, and therefore the buyer accepts upon himself the curse of he who exacted payment. You have to have something for everybody. I'll tell you, you have to have something for everybody. Ravina said to Rav Papa, from where do you know that the ruling of the Mishnah, that Ravina said to Rav Papa, Ravina said to Rav Papa, you're standing Yiddish or not? No, I don't think he said that to him. But anyway, I don't think Yiddish was invented by this time, you know? Yiddish is like such a Jewish language now, but it wasn't even invented then. The sages said to Rav Papa, no, Ravina said to Rav Papa, from where do you know that the ruling of the Mishnah, in other words, that if he did not set a price according to the highest rate, he must acquire the merchandise at the price set initially, is in accordance with the opinion of the rabbis who disagree with Rabbi Shimon, and who say that giving money does not affect acquisition. And even so, they hold that if he set a price at the highest rate, he takes it at the current price, and if he did not set a price at the highest rate, he takes it at the price initially. Perhaps the ruling of the Mishnah is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Shimon, who says that giving money affects acquisition, and therefore, if he set a price at the highest rate, he takes it at the current price, and if he did not set a price at the highest rate, he takes it at the price he set initially, since giving money affects acquisition. But according to the opinion of the rabbis, whether he set a price at the highest rate or did not set a price at the highest rate, he takes it at the current price. Because a person's intention, I'll mention, is always to acquire the merchandise at the least expensive price. Rav Papa said to him, say that Rabbi Shimon said his ruling that giving money affects acquisition in a case where there was one price. In other words, the price did not change in the meantime. Did he say that his ruling where there were two prices? Certainly Rabbi Shimon would concede that the buyer can withdraw from the sale if the market price changes. And if you do not say so, then the curse of who exacted payment will not apply to the buyer under any circumstances according to the opinion of Rabbi Shimon. And if you would say indeed, let's see how we're doing in time. If you would say indeed the curse of who, okay, hold on, let's see, where are we holding on time? We're holding by 10:38. Okay, we have some time. Let's see, we can do